Welcome back to the weekend marathon. Now, there's going to be an executive public speaking masterclass that will be happening. And this is a class designed to help executives, entrepreneurs, and young professionals speak with confidence, power, and ease, as well as build their entrepreneurial brands. So this is something that you can register for if you would like to be one of those people or be better at doing so. And I'll be getting more information about this with our guest this morning, joining us via video conferencing. She wears many hats, but today she's wearing her public speaking and branding expert hat. Allow us to welcome Patience Chisanga-Mayer, and joining us via Zoom this morning. Welcome to the weekend marathon, actually.
Thank you. Good morning to the team. It's great to be in your studios live from Frankfurt. It's always exciting to catch up with the team at Diamond TV.
Just to give you a bit of a background behind this. So I usually do the Diamond breakfast Monday to Friday. Then Saturday we call this the weekend marathon. So it gets so used to calling it Diamond breakfast that I always make that mistake. So maybe I need to come through for a class myself.
You do need that class. Now, Patience, getting into our discussion, we at Diamond have actually attended one of your classes, and I must say it was a great experience for me, very insightful, came out with so much knowledge from that. But we would love to start this discussion from just finding out the history of these classes that you hold and the reason behind them.
Vida, the public speaking and personal branding master classes were a brainchild that started sometime in 2019. And the main inspiration was the fact that I had so many friends, so many relatives, as well as workmates who wanted to improve their communication skills, but were unable to do so in the long term. And therefore, I designed this class out of my experience working in radio and television, as well as my experience working in corporate communications, and most importantly, becoming an affiliate of Toastmasters International, which is a worldwide institution that teaches public speaking and leadership. You will agree with me that public speaking is a soft skill that everyone should develop. It doesn't matter whether you work at the back end of a business, whether you are the cameraman filming this show right now, you need to know how to speak in public. And most people think public speaking is for people that address large crowds of human beings, but that is a wrong way to look at it. Even in a situation where you are talking to someone on a one-to-one basis, you need public speaking skills. And that was the history of the classes. And since then, I have trained hundreds of people. I'm now getting to thousands, different groups of people, different individuals, teaching them the various skills that help them in communicating. Most of us think that we can wing it at public speaking, but unfortunately, that's another wrong way of looking at it. Anyone can be an exceptional public speaker, but it takes you being deliberate. It takes you utilizing certain skills and principles if you really want to become exceptional in the way you speak. At the end of the day, we are all in sales. We are all in public speaking. And if you can't speak well, you won't be able to get that which you want to get out of any situation. Whether you're in marketing or not in marketing, the truth of the matter is that we're always in sales when we're communicating. We are selling ourselves, we are selling our personal brands. And understanding those public speaking and communication skills is very, very essential to anyone.
Patience, you sound so flawless when you're talking. It's unbelievable. It's so beautiful to listen to,
Yeah.
to hear. You know what I mean? But before we get to you giving us tips on, for anyone who's suffering probably from stage fright or public speaking, brand skills, communicate, everything that comes with it, before you give us the tips, I want you to give us one scenario, one example, because maybe when some people look at you, they'll think, oh, she was born like that. Give us one scenario where you just mumbled, fumbled, and we're just like, oh my gosh, just one quick scenario.
I'll tell you one thing. The first scenario that comes to my mind is when I traveled to Zimbabwe for a speech contest. My flight was canceled. It was a very hectic time for me. I flew into Zimbabwe, jumped on a taxi. That taxi took me straight to the venue where the speech contest was happening. And 3 minutes after getting there, I was sent onto the stage. And trust me, after going through a situation like that, my mind was not in the right place. I did fumble twice or three times in that speech presentation between the start and the ending of that presentation. So some of the things that we discuss are, what do you do when you find yourself in a situation where you're not fully prepared to address an audience? What tricks, what experiments can you work with for you to still communicate and orate in an inspirational manner, in an eloquent manner? Trust me, that day, it was very hectic. You know, when you make a mistake and you look at the audience and you're like, oh my God, they've noticed it. And then picking up your feet and getting that momentum once again can be very, very difficult. I'll tell you one thing. I wasn't born like this. Nobody is born a natural, exceptional speaker. Of course, it is a talent, just like singing. But you know what they say? If you do not nurture your talent, it won't take you anywhere. And sometimes you lose your talent. I'm sure the team in the studio, especially the team on camera, you've been through that situation where you've been off TV for 3 months or 6 months. When you come back, you're not the same person. You feel it. You get rusty. But if you are consistent and you keep practicing, your skills continue being elevated. When I learned how to read, I should have been 3 or 4 or 5, I can't remember. But what I know is that when I learned how to read, my mom was so excited. Every time somebody visited us at our home, she would quickly grab the newspaper. Oh, have you, Patience can read now. Patience can read. And she would hand me the newspaper and tell me, read to your uncle. I would grab that newspaper and I'll be reading. And today people will see me on TV, radio, and they'll be thinking, oh, she's so talented. What they don't know is that this is something that was nurtured. From a very young age, my mom was giving me newspapers. From Sunday school.
Patience, since you've already started on the tips, might as well maybe just, for anyone who's watching now and they're suffering from stage fright, or someone who's suffering from, not being able to carry themselves properly in terms of public speaking, maybe give them some tips on how to go about it, and brand skills as well.
Number one, you have to practice. You can't wing it in public speaking. So make sure you practice your public speaking skills. If you're going for a job interview, practice that job interview. Practice in front of the mirror. Practice with a colleague or a friend. Most of us never do that. But what we forget is that when we practice, we speak better the time we are doing that in a real life situation. Number two, read. Read a lot about public speaking. Attend public speaking classes that are available for you, because that's the only way you can nurture those skills. Reading is okay, but you have to put that which you have read into practice. And the third tip I want to share is be passionate about your content. If you're not inspired by the content that you're sharing with your audience will not be inspired by it. Those are the quick tips that I can share with our viewers today. If you want to become a public speaker, you have to work at it and you have to speak. Do not be afraid of making mistakes, because it's through those mistakes that you get to perfect the art.
Let's look at also the need to attend this masterclass, because others might feel that, I can Google this, or I can get it off YouTube, or I probably just talk to someone about this. But why would you say it's important for people to attend this class?
I will say it's because of the culture. Cultures are different. You can go onto YouTube and watch someone in the UK or in Europe telling you how to speak. But if you are in Zambia, for example, these skills differ from culture to culture, from country to country. Not only that, you get a one-on-one experience with some of the most exceptional speakers that I know of. The Chief Visionary Officer of Diamond Television is one of our guest speakers. So when we talk about branding, you get to hear practical, realistic principles that have worked for that can work for your personal business or your company. You will get to listen from a distinguished Toastmaster, Chisanga-Mayer. This is a man who coaches executives. He coaches CEOs and directors, and you get to be with him in person. Therefore, you get a personalized training for yourself. You'll be able to ask your questions. You'll be able to practice your public speaking skills. And then, of course, you get to learn from me. Over 10 years of experience working in the communication sector, we will definitely share all the nuggets that we have that will empower you. That is why you should attend this class, because you will be able to engage with us on a one-on-one basis. You will be able to engage with someone who understands the Zambian setup. I'm inviting and encouraging individuals that want to improve their communication skills to attend this class. I'm also inviting corporate organizations, institutions. If you work for any company, make a recommendation to your executive and send us your people, and we will teach them so that they can build an impactful brand for themselves as well as your businesses. When they go out there, when they speak, you want them to speak with poise, with confidence, and with ease so that they can easily sell your business, sell your services, as well as sell your products.
Great. And finally, Patience, can you share with our viewers on details on how they can register for this class?
Simply send an email to info@patiencchisanga.com, info@patiencchisanga.com, or simply send a WhatsApp to the number 260-955-929314. Better still, get to my socials. Simply search for Patience Chisanga-Mayer or Patience Kalusanji Chisanga-Mayer. I doubt you will not find me. You will find me. I am confident. Send me a message and we will get you registered. We have very limited slots because we want to know each and every person who will be in that room, as well as the personal needs that they have with regards to public speaking and branding.
All right. Patience, thank you so much for joining us, and looking forward to also being a part of this class as well.
Thank you so much, team. Have a lovely morning, and I look forward to watching the rest of Diamond TV today.
Thank you so much. And speaking of Diamond TV, more coming up as we are in the last hour of the show. Look out for our local news recap for this hour. Plus, we get into our top 2 trends. We'll also be getting more information from Madison General Insurance Company Limited, and all these things during this very hour. We'll be right back.